Today we're going to look at area and perimeter with polynomials. The good news is that while this is a new topic, it's using the same skills that we already know how to do, so there's not a big stretch here in figuring out how to do this. Now, what we do need to remember is that perimeter is when we add all the sides. Right? So if it's a triangle, we're adding all three sides. If it's a rectangle, we're adding all four sides, right? Whatever that is, we're adding them all together. So if we look at this first example, we have a rectangle. If we want to find the perimeter, right, we need to add up all four sides. Now we don't see a measurement over here, so this is a 2x plus 1, right? Because in rectangles, opposite sides are congruent. Down here we have 3x minus 7. We then just need to know what we know about adding and polynomials and put those things together. So I need to add a 3x minus 7 to a 2x plus 1 to a 3x minus 7 to a 2x plus 1, right? And this will give me my entire perimeter. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10x. Negative 6 to negative 6 will be negative 12. Now, just for the sake of review, this isn't that common, right? We would say this has a perimeter of 10x minus 12, but perimeter is always a single label. So if this is inches, we would say that this is 10x minus 12 inches, right? Area is inches squared, volume would be inches cubed. Okay, so if we look at our second one, we have an isosceles triangle, right? These two are the same length. So again, if we're gonna add up all three sides, we would need to add a 4y plus 9, plus a 4y plus 9, plus an 11y minus 6. So 8 and 11 will give us a 19y. So we'll give an 18 minus 6 plus 12. Again, just for sake of remembering how we label, it's just centimeters. So we'd have 19y plus 12. Now, normally you should not assume that it is a square, but I'm going to tell you on this one it is a square. There would be directions like find the perimeter of the square, but since this is just notes, I'm telling you it's a square. Now, I do want to reiterate this statement, why we absolutely could add 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. There would be nothing wrong with doing that. Repeated addition is the same thing as multiplication. So this would be the same thing as taking 4 times 2x squared plus 3x minus 7. If you wanted to write 2x squared plus 3x minus 7 4 times and then add straight down, that would be absolutely fine as well, right? A side plus a side plus a side plus a side, or 4 sides are all the same thing. But just for sake of showing another option that we could consider here, so this would be an 8x squared plus a 12x minus a 28, and our label would be yards. Now, on our second sheet, we are asked to find the area. The thing is that with area, every shape has a different formula. So we're not going to go all the way back to middle school and do the formula for every single shape that exists. I just want to make sure we understand the concept. Now, ideally speaking, we would know that like a triangle is 1/2 base times height, or some of those basic formulas that we could use in case we were given that. But today we're going to be looking at rectangular shapes. So we'll have area equals length times width. So we'll be using multiplication, right? So if I want to find the area of this first example, if I take length times width, I'm taking 5 times x, which is just 5x. Now again, in terms of practicing those labels, area is always a square label. And if we think about it, right, we're taking a centimeter to the first power times a centimeter to the first power. And when we multiply, we add exponents. So there's our centimeter squared. Example 2. So if we are going to take our length times our width, right, I'm taking 4x times x minus 3. So I need to distribute. So I'll get a 4x squared minus a 12x, right? Don't forget that x goes with it. And this will be feet squared. If we look at example 3, right, again, we're taking length times width. So I'll take x squared minus 2. Again, multiplication, the order doesn't matter, so you can write whichever binomial you want first. You just have to multiply them both. Okay, so we'll start distributing. So that'll be a 3x to the third plus a 1x squared minus a 6x minus a 2. There are no like terms on this one, so that is just our final answer, and we will have feet squared. Now, I'm going to jump down and look at this example. I should have labeled this as example 4 and this one as example 5. But we're going to look at this one next just because this one doesn't have that weird cutout. So here we are looking at a square. Again, directions would tell you if it's a square, and a problem you should never assume, but I'm telling you since it's notes. So remember, a square has all sides that are the same. So you could think about this as naming this as 2x minus 7 and taking 2x minus 7 times 2x minus 7. Or 2x minus 7 in parentheses squared. The key is that, right, we still would go back to 2x minus 7 times 2x minus 7, and we would multiply out. So we'd get a 4x squared minus a 14x minus a 14x plus a 49. So we'd have 4x squared minus 28x plus 49. And we would have centimeters squared. Okay, this last one over here. So when we have odd shapes, if we remember, hopefully we remember from middle school, when we do odd shapes, we need to do some type of combination of adding and subtracting different areas to get the final space, right? So if we look at this, we sort of have this large square here, which I know my measurements of. I have a 2x plus 3, and I have an x squared minus 4. So I can find the area of that large shape first. So I'm going to take my x squared minus 4 times my 2x plus 3. So that's going to give me a 2x to the third plus a 3x squared minus an 8x. That's not a like term, so I'm just going to continue, minus 12. So that is the area of the whole entire thing. But I don't want the whole entire thing, right? I want this part to be cut out. So I am removing that part. So if I'm removing that part, I'm going to have to subtract that area off. Now, obviously, to subtract it off, I need to figure out what that area is first. So that area is 2x times x minus 2, which will be a 2x squared minus 4x. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down here, and I'm going to do 2x squared. I'm writing it underneath the like terms, minus 4x. But I don't want to just start adding straight down because I want to subtract these two things, right? So we're going to change this to addition and change the signs of the pieces following it. So a 2x to the third plus a 1x squared minus a 4x minus a 12 yards squared.